were comforted with.
I'm happy the Minister of Defense have come up with this pressure. All along, it was public knowledge that we don't have the capacity to undertake this kind of investigations without any foreign help. If you look at international best practice, even in advanced countries, when an aircraft crash of this nature happens, it involves a lot of stakeholders. And you know that an aircraft by itself, the various components are manufactured by different companies from different countries. So you need the value chain of all these stakeholders to be able to pinpoint to the real cause of the crash. I think initially, what the government put forward, and some of us criticized, was to say that the military were to undertake this kind of investigations. I think what the government sought to portray at the time was the military to secure the site, then they can come back to this and put the necessary mechanism in place to get the full complement of the investigative team. The good news is that this is a listening government. Many of us had issues with the military leading these investigations. Now they are seeking international help. What we are expecting is that the military should move away from its subculture of being silent and not being accountable to the good people of this country. For Christ's sake, we are in a democracy, and information flow would help cure all the mischief and the propaganda things we see in the golden age of the media we find ourselves, social media. So moving forward, I'm expecting that the military high command should hold a form of pressure. Let the good people of this country know in the last 1 week what they have done.
Security analyst Emmanuel Kutin there. Now, to some political stories, political analyst Samuel Ifrie says the NPP's youth storming the party's headquarters to pick up presidential nomination forms for former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is a deliberate political strategy. Hundreds of NPP National New Patriotic Party youth organizers yesterday stormed the party's headquarters to pick up presidential nominations form for the former vice president. Dr. Ifrie says it is important for the NPP to choose a flag bearer in its process characterized by fairness and with decorum.
As the NPP is yelling to select the flag bearer, we are hoping that they will do it with fairness. They will do it with kind of decorum in terms of how they will go against each other in terms of this kind of competition. When you look at the process today, as you asked, you realize that the young, because I learned that it's the young, the youth organizers of the party that to the headquarters to file for that is to get the nomination forms. And I even learned that they contributed most of the amount involved. Well, we can say that they are in for Dr. Bawumia, especially the youth. But I see that it's a strategy. If you want to prove certain case to your competitors and also outside the party, you have all various ways of trying to portray how the party tends to bring you to be the flag bearer. So I think that is a strategy to let the party know that the youth of the party are yearning for him, as well as the outside the party. And that is what I believe is a political strategy that the organizers, or let's say the people behind Dr. Bawumia, trying to portray to the outside world.
You hear the voice of political analyst Dr. Samuel Ifrie. Now, it's been exactly 1 week since the tragic military helicopter crash claimed the lives of 8 Ghanaians. Today, the leadership of the New Patriotic Party paid a call on the NDC at their headquarters to commiserate with the governing party in what they describe as a moment for national unity. Let's take a listen to the NPP's General Secretary, Justin Kudia Frimpong.
Half of the New Patriotic Party, and more so the team that came with me to this office, we are overwhelmed with your warm reception to our team. I think this is the first time New Patriotic Party has come to your office, and it's rather unfortunate that we didn't come at a good time, but it should also mark the beginning of a friendly and cordial relationship between the NDC and the New Patriotic Party. Indeed, there are certain comments that are made by what we refer to as food soldiers, or people who are not even closer to the leadership of the party. But sometimes it is important when such unfortunate, condemnable statements are made, both divide, the leadership comes out to distance ourselves from it, and also to let them know that is not the trait of our party. After these incidents, we will admit here that certain comments, even from NDC, MPP, some are claiming MPP are behind all these things, and some are also saying that they were even expecting some other people to have died. These things are not healthy for our democracy, and death is something that even your worst enemy, you shouldn't even wish death for your enemy. So, Mr. Chairman, if anything came from our side, I want to, on behalf of our party, apologize to the NDC, and through you to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. It is not the position of the New Patriotic Party, and will never condone such activity from anyone who makes those comments.
That was the NPP's General Secretary, Justin Frimpong Kudia. Now let's take it to the Volta region, because fire has engulfed a popular pub and food joint at Nugura Junction, just a few meters away from the Ho Technical University, sending thick plumes of smoke into the sky and drawing scores of onlookers to the scene. Firefighters from the Ghana National Fire Service arrived promptly and have been able to battle the flames. Despite their swift response, the intensity of the fire has been made difficult to contain it to further damage the rest of the area. Reports indicate that some shops within the enclave have also been affected by the inferno. Now, the full extent of the destruction is yet to be confirmed, but many business owners are already counting their losses, and efforts are underway to maintain the situation. We will update you on that in our subsequent bulletin. But Michael Ogbadu is standing by with business. Please stay tuned.
And hello there, good morning and welcome to the business news on Sunrise. Coming up, Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, demands closure of unlicensed fuel stations, arguing that NPA issuing notices to illegal operators undermines its authority.
go out there to crack down on people who are holding petroleum products without any authorization. So we don't need statements at this point. They should crack on them.
And the Bank of Ghana outlines new measures to align the banking sector with international standards, emphasizing strong governance and risk management.
This opens a window for you to re-examine your lending strategies. You have to broaden your access to credit.
Plus, Ghana fixed income market sees explosive growth of 81% in July, reflecting heightened investor confidence in debt securities. I am Michael Lobodu. Details of these and many other stories coming up shortly. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for your time. Straight into our top story. And the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, is calling on the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, to move beyond rhetoric and immediately shut down all unlicensed fuel stations. This statement follows the NPA's announcement of a renewed enforcement drive to close and decommission illegal fuel stations nationwide.
The National Petroleum Authority, NPA, Act 691, establishes a clear framework for the handling, storage, transmission and sale of petroleum products in Ghana. A core requirement of this legislation is that any entity involved in these activities must be properly licensed by the NPA. This is a critical measure aimed at safeguarding the public from the inherent dangers associated with petroleum products, according to the Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amwa. Issuing notices to owners of these legal stations undermines the NPA's authority. He argues that immediate action is necessary to ensure compliance and protect consumers.
We should cut the talk and get to work. For the NPA, I think that their regulations already mandate them to go out there to crack down on people who are holding petroleum products without any authorization. So we don't need statements at this point. They should crack on them.
Duncan Amwa expressed concern about a disturbing trend where people siphon fuel from distressed tankers.
These are very flammable products, and so the slightest of spark, once the petroleum product exists, the oxygen component exists, all that is required is to get a spark or a source of ignition or fire, and people will be in trouble. So let's also address the need for people to stay away from some of these big tankers when they find them on our roads in one distress or the other, so that they don't endanger themselves and don't endanger everybody else around.
That was Duncan Amma, Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, ending that report. Now, the Bank of Ghana says it will hold top executives accountable for risky lending decisions as it works to align Ghana's banking sector with the highest international standards. Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama outlined the new measures during a meeting with commercial bank heads in Accra as part of his post-MPC engagements with relevant stakeholders.
The governor said Ghana's strong cedi, falling inflation and healthy reserves have created the right environment for banks to expand credit to productive sectors. But he cautioned that lending must be prudent and well managed.
This opens a window for you to re-examine your lending strategies. You have to broaden your access to credit, and you have to support private sector-led growth while still managing your risks prudently.
The new directives will introduce tougher rules on credit governance, including limits on loan concentration, stricter borrower checks, and stronger liquidity requirements to help banks withstand economic shocks.
A new credit risk management directive that is aligned with Basel principles will set minimum standards for underwriting, monitoring, and provisioning.
Dr. Isiama says the central bank will also tighten enforcement of foreign exchange and remittance regulations to close loopholes and improve transparency in transactions.
No remittance terminations without Bank of Ghana approval, and no application of unprescribed FX rates.
The Bank of Ghana believes these reforms will help create a stronger, more resilient banking system capable of supporting long-term economic growth.
The Ghana fixed income market experienced a significant boost in July 2025, with trading volumes skyrocketing to 21.42 billion cedis. This represents a remarkable 81.56% increase from the 11.8 billion cedis recorded in June. The surge underscores a growing appetite for debt securities among investors.
Ghana Stock Exchange's July 2025 market activities report reveals a strong, sustained momentum in the market, with year-on-year volumes climbing by 54.48%. The cumulative trading for the first 7 months of 2025 reached 129.66 billion, a 51.97% rise compared to the 85.32 billion trade during the same period in 2024. A breakdown of the July transactions shows that government notes and bonds were primary drivers, accounting for 54.41% of the total trades. Treasury bills followed at 35.39%, with corporate bonds at 5.32% and Bank of Ghana bills making up the remaining 4.88%. This strong performance signals a positive outlook for Ghana's debt securities market, with investors showing increasing confidence and participation.
And that was a 3 Business News Desk report. Now, in today's fast-changing business environment, young accountants are being urged to take mentorship seriously in their quest to make a meaningful impact in society. Speaking in an interview, team lead for the Young Chartered Accountants Network, Francis Mensah Arthur, stressed that technical competence alone is not enough to equip professionals with the tools needed to thrive.
Francis Mensah Arthur explained that mentorship provides the guidance, networks, and practical wisdom needed to navigate the complexities of the profession and make a meaningful impact in society.
What we've noticed is the accountancy profession is changing. There are different fields. Development finance is emerging. ESG is emerging. Sustainability reporting is emerging. So over the next 5 years, if someone wants to become an expert in any field in accountancy, what should it be? That's what this YCAN is about. And we are hopeful that our mentors can guide our young chartered accountants to be successful in the various fields that they choose.
A senior lecturer at the University of Professional Studies Accra, UPSA, and a mentor, Dr. Redeem Accra, also urged young chartered accountants to take advantage of available mentorship opportunities.
Some of us, we were not able to get mentors early. So we struggle to find our feet. But if you get mentors, you'll be able to cross a lot of challenges without knowing it. So it helps you to develop quickly in your profession and make the necessary impact that is required to impact your profession. So I call on all the youth to rally behind the YCAM and get the necessary benefit from it.
They made the call at the launch of Young Chartered Accountants Network in Accra.
Now, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GNCCI, is calling on government and private sector actors to intensify bilateral trade efforts with other African nations as the African Continental Free Trade Area (AfTA) continues its phased rollout. After a multi-trillion-dollar agreement seeks to establish a single market for goods and services across 54 African countries, it is expected to significantly boost intra-African trade, deepen economic integration, and promote sustainable development. However, full implementation remains ongoing, with several structural and regulatory hurdles yet to be resolved. Speaking to journalists on the sidelines of the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, GNCCI First Vice Chair, Dr. Emilia Isiakwa, emphasized the need for Ghana to pursue strategic partnerships that deliver tangible benefits.
Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which happens to be the umbrella body of enterprises and industries players in Ghana. What we're doing is that, how do we promote Africa? There's been AfTA Secretariat situated in Ghana, and we're not leveraging on this to do anything. So what we're saying is that, okay, if Algiers is doing this fair, how do we all come together? Not necessarily to even import from Algiers to Ghana, but how can we partner them to also situate. For instance, there are things that they have we don't have. There are things we have in Ghana they don't have. How can we bring all this together for us to forge ahead as a nation and as a people to develop? Because you and I know today that the way to go is we're talking about agribusiness and industrialization. So how do we promote ourselves as a people? And so basically, this is very important, because if we don't leverage on this, then as well, we are not helping ourselves as African continent or Africans.
You heard the first Vice Chair of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GNCCI, Dr. Emilia Esiakwa speaking. We'll turn our attention now to the currency and commodities market.
The interbank foreign exchange market, the dollar is selling at 10 cedis, 76 pesos. It gained 11 pesos. The British pound is selling at 14 cedis, 59 pesos. It gained 21 pesos. The euro is selling at 12 cedis, 60 pesos. It also gained 17 pesos. However, be guided that these figures could be higher at a forex bureau near you. Commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $65.56 per barrel. Gold is trading at $3,354 per ounce. It's up by $5. Cocoa is trading at $8,558 per ton, down by $110.
And those were updates from the currency and the commodities market, bringing an end to the business news on Sunrise. For more business stories, please visit our website, s3news.com/business. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for listening. As always, please stay safe.